reconvene the open session. 6:08 p.m. Nothing to report. Report out what? P1 over rejection claim of damages against Lancaster School District on 10-52822. Motion was made by Mr. Child and second by Greg TP. Vote was 4-0. Now we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance by Westland Principal Michelle White.
Good evening. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
United States to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we're on the application.
So we're going to take this time during recognition to recognize Trustee Rosemary Mann for your dedicated service and unwavering commitment to our students and community. Your efforts have made a lasting impact on Lancaster School District, and we thank you for your leadership and support, and we wish you the best on your new endeavor over at the high school district. So thank you so much for being part of it.
It's as a enrollment count as of yesterday, total VTK through 8th grade enrollment is 13,163. Also had 409 students in early learning for a total of 14,272. This is a loss of 25 students in the last board report and a loss of 52 students from the same relative last year. Of that total count, 1,090 are designated as homeless, 394 designated as foster, 695 whose parents, one or both parents are part of it.
Our curriculum, Westland Computer Science packet.
Good evening. I'm Michelle White, the principal at Westland. It's great to be here tonight. I have a great team with me here, so I'm just going to introduce them. So I have Emily Rodriguez. She is our family ambassador. And then we have Catherine Merlina, our school counselor. Christy Haggard, our instructional coach. Donna Albrecht, the assistant principal. Iman Khalil, our district tech. And I have Cheryl Langdale, our third grade teacher. And then we have Myra Torres, and she is our new addition to our community liaison. So that is our team that we brought here tonight to share with you our curriculum highlights. Start with attendance. So I'm going to have Ms. Molina and Ms. Rodriguez join us.
So we are here to talk about attendance today, and we have seen a lot of growth in our attendance. A lot of changes. In the last 2 years, attendance has decreased by 20% at our school, for chronic absenteeism. And do strive, as a team to provide support and interventions for our students and our families as needed.
As a team, we meet weekly with the team and we discuss with families that may need resources or just get together to see chronic absences. And we also, to help with attendance, we contact families. So we either contact them through phone, we message them through ParentsSquare, via email, any way of contact. We try to connect with the families to let them know. We try to clear those absences, and that's where we can help them if they do need resources. By doing that, it has helped reduce the chronic absenteeism for over 20% for the last 2 years. So we try to make sure to have that communication and that contact with the families, so then they feel welcome to contact us when they need to do clear absences or just reach out for resources.
At the school level, we have implemented and continue to work on implementing incentives to engage students and motivate them to attend school regularly. One thing we started doing is highlighting students every Monday, and you can see that on our Instagram, so make sure to follow us. One thing I would like to highlight is our attendance team truly is a team. Every member of the team makes phone calls throughout the school week. And one of the things that we've seen that has really helped is as parents come into the office or make phone calls, whoever's taking the phone call pulls up the child's attendance right there on the screen. And as they're speaking with the parent, they say, hey, you've got a couple absences, let's take a moment and clear them. So we really are able to clear a lot of our absences. As of today, I believe we have 9 unverified absences for the school year. And so those 9 all got phone calls today from me after school. So we make those phone calls constantly because we really strive to help our parents understand that being absent for a school day isn't just being gone from school, it's a loss of learning for the day. So when I talk to parents, I explain to them, you know, we want the kids at school. We know they're sick sometimes, spring school, because every day they miss, they've lost an entire day of learning that cannot be made up. So we really stress that to our parents, and we've gotten some really good results from that. So that's one of our biggest highlights this year. And then I wanted to share just a couple of successes. Last year, we worked really hard to bring back the Westwood PTA. It kind of fizzled out right before COVID. And so our team worked for 9 months last year with the PTA committee in the North Valley, and we were able to get it back. And we've seen some great results. We've got a lot of families that have joined in with our PTA family. We just had a PTA meeting this afternoon, and they've gone above and beyond to provide outreach to our families and to get, you know, things on the calendar, and really explain to the parents that we want to give back to our community, and the best way that you can help us is by joining PTA. So we have a couple of events that we've already held this year, and we've got quite a few more for the rest of the school year. And then the other thing I wanted to share out was our partnership with our ELP department. We currently have, as of last week, 181 students in our program, so it's the largest one. And we work every week with our ELP staff. So the ELP lead at the school site, she and I meet weekly on Wednesdays and just kind of do a check-in. I pop over there every afternoon as much as I can to check in to see if they need anything. We've made a couple of changes for pickup times just for safety to make sure that our kids are always being supervised, but we're really proud of the partnership that we've created with their ELP team. So we're really glad that they're there.
Christy Kaiser, the instructional coach at Westwind, and I want to talk to you a little bit about our intervention program. So one thing that we've done this year is implemented SIPs in our 4th and 5th grade, and for our students that demonstrated a need for continued early literacy support. So the teachers were trained. We are continuously going through training, myself included, and providing small group instruction for our students that need it. I think something so exciting is to see our students that need the early literacy support having the successes of passing our assessments lately, and just getting to work in that smaller group with the teachers and finding that success within themselves. And it's really good. It's very encouraging. The goal is for fewer students to need the intervention each year. Students' learning is our focus each day. Part of this includes being sure our students know what they are learning and how they know that they have learned it. So learning intentions and success criteria are shared by teachers when lessons are taught, so students can be active participants in their learning.
And then we do data dives with our CAST data and with our iReady data, and we're gearing up to administer diagnostic 2 for iReady. And each year we discuss with the teachers where the kids are, and then when we look at our diagnostic 2 to do a comparison, we really talk about what are our next steps, and we base our decisions on our data. So when we meet teachers during PLCs, we take a look at data, we discuss with them, where are you seeing trends and successes, and then where are those struggles? Because the struggles, while we want to celebrate our successes, we need to get those struggles identified, specifically target those students for intervention, and make sure that they're making those gains. So we set goals with the students, and then we monitor throughout the school year. We pull CFA data, our common form of assessments. I lost my words there. Our common form of assessments really helps to lead those conversations. And then one of the things that we implemented 2 years ago was for our new students that enroll after the initial assessments are done by teachers. We have a packet, and Christy works with them, and she administers the beginning of the year data and assessments. That way the teachers don't have to take time away from teaching lessons to the whole class. Christy pulls the kids and she administers those tests. That way the teachers have that data within the first week or so. And that really provides us a pathway to provide those students any intervention or supports that they need right off the bat. Is there someone who can advance the slides if it hasn't changed to enrichment, if possible?
Clicker up there.
Oh, I apologize. Okay.
I get the fun part. Here and last year, I started teaching students 3D printing, and we had some computers at the site, and they weren't being used. And so I asked the instructional coach if she would show me how to use them while we showed students how to use them, and we were able to do that. And then this year, the opportunity came up to teach drones and programming. Not just drones with remote controls, but we're actually coding the drones in order to make them fly. And so we just started that class. I'm 4 weeks in. It'll be 4 weeks tomorrow. And so I'm sitting with this. So if this doesn't work, this program is definitely about problem solving, collaboration. There's definitely growth mindset involved. And again, problem solving. But it's encouraging to see the students because they'll see somebody have success and they'll go over and initiate the collaboration. Well, what did you do? Or why is mine this way? And it's both with, those are projects that the students made. The little Volta, I don't know if I can put you on the spot to hold it up. It's a Volta folder. It's got little stars in it. It's like an aqua color. Yeah, this is the one project that we're doing, and we code it. So the others are made from 3D design. We use Tinkercad. It's very similar to engineering software, but the students learn how to manipulate and make things. We made those yesterday. But what was interesting, you'll notice we made snowflakes if you can't see. And what was interesting is I showed them how to make them all the same way, but they really came out differently. And so just like snowflakes are different, these came out uniquely as well. Okay, I want to work on this drone. I pre-programmed. Should turn on. is very basic coding. But the students, I mean, of course, they want to flip it and move it all over the place. But my goal is to teach them strategies and have them goals to practically move it and eventually make like an obstacle course for them to be able to compete. And so we'll see how it goes. Again, this is 4 weeks in, and got 3 more weeks with this group of kids, and we'll start with a new one. But thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. All right. I'm here to present and talk about Code to the Future. This is a comprehensive K-8 coding curriculum that is designed to foster computational thinking and problem-solving skills through project-based learning using Scratch as our platform at Westwood. Student engagement with a student-centered approach. Students work on engaging, interactive, hands-on projects where they code and debug programs. They build and program Lego robots and design and code games. We are developing real-world applications that integrate coding with everyday life, fostering creativity and sparking curiosity in computer science and STEM fields. While participating in the program, we focus on problem-solving, collaboration, logical thinking, and digital literacy. It is imperative in this digital era that we expose and equip our students with coding skills from an early age, creating a strong foundation for future academic and career paths in technology. As the integration technology coach, I provide professional development and ongoing support sessions to teachers. The collaborative approach model will be shifting as the coaches will be stepping out and the teachers will be leading their own sessions with my support moving forward. Our students are gaining confidence in technology, coding, collaboration, and problem solving. We are building a pipeline for students to continue exploring computer science in high school and beyond. Just like bilingualism can enhance cognitive flexibility and cultural understanding, coding teaches students to communicate with technology, opening up new avenues for self-expression and problem solving. Coding offers a chance for students who might find traditional subjects challenging. With coding, they can create, experiment, and learn at their own pace. It often levels the playing field, giving students who struggle academically a chance to excel and build confidence in their abilities. Finally, through debugging and algorithmic thinking, students practice breaking down complex problems and thinking critically, skills that are transferable to any subject and essential for future.
Hi, good evening. Mrs. Albrecht, the assistant principal at Westwood. Last but not least, we would like to talk about Avid. And Avid has come back in a fairly strong force at Westwood, which is great. This past summer, we went to the Summer Institute. We took 9 staff members, and of course myself and Mrs. White also attended to the Summer Institute, which was really wonderful. It was really great to see Avid come back to our school. And we had a group of 2nd and 3rd grade teachers who really initiated it. It wasn't us admin trying to force it on anyone to go. They really wanted to bring it back and have it be a part of our school, which was really nice to see. So that initiation was wonderful to have them come. And now we are seeing them implement the strategies in our 2nd grade classrooms, our 3rd grade classrooms. It had been happening in our 4th and 5th grade, but it just feels more, there's more fidelity in it, and we're really trying to grow that. So, when we go to Summer Institute, we really focus on creating some goals. The vertical and articulation and horizontal articulation helps for us to understand. It's a little different. Avid, when you look at a 2nd grade classroom versus a 5th grade classroom, is a lot different. But we can look at how it goes through those years. So we've really worked on having those teachers talk to each other and what do they need before they come to 4th and 5th grade. So that articulation is wonderful. the Abbott Elementary does really support their path to the college and career readiness. And I think that's something that we're also going to bring back and spreading throughout our campus with our banners and a lot of our upper grades, our 4th and 5th grade, do have that already, but going to bring it back to our 2nd and 3rd grades and beyond to show those college and career readiness paths. We developed 2 goals while we were at the Summer Institute. Our first goal was a rigorous academic preparedness. And our second goal was also our organization tools, which I did bring along with me. And you, if you want to, can peruse, which is their Avid binders. And we do start this. This is a 3rd grade binder that I brought with me. Quite hefty, but it does keep them very well organized. There is definitely some structure in what they need to do and how they prepare and do their binders. So if you want your perusal, I can sit along with you if you want to. But our goal is to really continue this through our year as we move forward and to continue to take teams to the Summer Institute and really bring it back with some strong fidelity. I would call it that we are the Avid Light, like kind of like Coca-Cola, like Diet Coke, but we are bringing it back. And it's really nice to see that the teachers took the stronghold and they wanted it and said, hey, what about Avid? And we had it at Westwind, and we're bringing it back with some rigor, which is really nice to see. And the students are really taking strong part of that and taking some really strong ownership with that, which is so nice to see. We do meet regularly with the Avid team, and we do that with our ILT team monthly, so that we are making sure that we are following through with our steps, with our goals, and what we want to do, and moving forward with our strategies and our Avid. So much. Does anyone want to see the binder? Okay.
So overall, we're really proud of the progress that we've seen over the last 2 years at Westwood. Our team continues to grow with having the same focus on our academics and our social emotional well-being of our students. So it's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of dedication, and our team is up for it, and we're really proud of everything that not just the staff has done, but to see the kids enjoying and engaging each and every day in the classrooms and on the playground. So thank you for your time. If you have any questions, we're here to answer anything that you want to ask.
Great job. Thank you for the presentations.
Amazing job.
Bringing the Avid program back is really good. I'm listening to Avid years ago. It was a part of that program, and it really benefited him. He went on the Lancaster continuing program. So it's nice to see that. Through my experience, I think it's a very good program for our students to have, and especially expose them to it at a younger age will be amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, don't forget to.
All right, we'll move on to presentations, request proposals, and report. We have a presentation. Report.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Marietti, cabinet members, and guests. My name is Cindy Queen. I am the Director of Assessment, Integrated Technology, and Multilingual Learner Programs. This evening, we will be presenting our district's state assessment updates for the 23-24 school year. On this slide, we're going to go ahead and get started with demographic data, and this shows our enrollment for last year compared to the Los Angeles County and compared to statewide. This is going to be important when we are talking about accountability in the upcoming months once the dashboard becomes public. We are going to go over the California assessment. We will start with the California Assessment for Student Performance and Progress, known as CASP. The CASP includes the Smarter Balanced Assessment System for English Language Arts, or ELA, and mathematics given in grades 3rd through 8th. The California Science Test, or CAST, which is given in grades 5th and 8th, and the optional California Spanish Assessment, or CSA, given only a Linda Verde in grades 3rd through 8th. And it is also including the California Alternate Assessment, or CA, for ELA Mathematics and Science, which is administered to students with significant cognitive abilities who cannot participate in standard assessments. Now let's talk about a little bit about English Language Proficiency Assessment for California, or LPAC. Under this umbrella, we have 4 sections, and this particular assessment is given to students this year, starting this year, in students in grades K, kinder, until they reclassify. This is a change from last year where students in TK were being administered this test. The initial LPAC is given when students first enroll in a California school and are identified as potential English learners, and this is determined by the home language survey. They then are assessed, and their initial level will be English proficiency will be determined. We also have the summative LPAC, which is administered annually starting in February all the way through May 31st to ensure progress to determine if the students have already made enough growth to reclassify as fluent in English. And just like the CASP, we have the alternate assessments for both initial and summative. And this is again for students who have significant cognitive disabilities, and these assessments are adapted to measure their English proficiency and language development. In this particular slide, we're going to be covering the overall scores for ELA. And we see the comparison between the 22-23 school year and the 23-24 school year. As you can see, there has been a decline of 0.68%. We recognize that the downward trending metrics are showing. And in a partnership with our other departments in the school district, we are supporting our administrators, our teachers, and our students in order to begin to reverse this particular trend. For example, student-wise, we are really focused on having our students access the interim assessments, which will give them the opportunity to experience a level of rigor that these assessments are going to be, that they're going to be facing when they are taking these assessments. And in turn, our teachers will then use the data in order to support that instruction.
So what I wanted to do is I want to make sure that we're all make sure we're understanding what we're looking at here. I want to remind everybody here that whereas on the whole, we're always looking at the overall impact of our students and what's happening to our schools, because that tells us what's going on in the system. We're also bringing about what we're looking at in terms of individual student groups. So in this particular slide, what it does show is that we do have some movement with some of our student groups that is going positive. So for instance, when you look at our populations of American Indian student group, we are seeing that they are achieving at a higher rate this year in terms of the percentages of students who are meeting or exceeding standards. We're seeing the same in terms of our students who are from our native or who are considered Native Hawaiian in our district, moving from 10.53% in 22-23 to 18.39% in 23-24. Another piece that I wanted to make sure was evident in this particular space was our movement with our Hispanic student population, and the fact that when we're looking at this particular student group, what ends up happening is we're seeing less of them scoring in the not met
area from previous school years, as opposed to what we're seeing this school year. So we're seeing them move into the nearly met and then possibly even into that space of where they might be meeting standard as well.
Now we're going to be looking at the math overall scores. Here we have a little bit better news. We see an increase of 0.67% when we compare the 2 years. So 22-23 compared to 23-24, we see a growth. This is how CASP scores are categorized, and it is based on the level of growth a school or a district makes over time. Although we do not have 21-22 data displayed, the data does indicate that math is upward trending, which is the direction that we want to go into. And just for a tidbit of information, 21-22, we ended up at 12.23. So we can see the increase.
So the fun part about this particular slide is the fact that when you look at our individual student groups, including our overall, we're seeing a northward movement. We're seeing more of our students succeeding and getting to that met or exceeded space in terms of math. And in turn, and this is also evident with all of those students that are highlighted, all those student groups who are highlighted in green. So we are seeing a consistent movement up. So some significant movement we should be excited to be looking at in terms of this is going to be a movement with our American Indian student group, again, who's experienced a 7.12% increase from where they were previous year in the 22-23 school year. Our 2 or more races student group also experienced 3.45% greater population gain in terms of their work, in terms of increasing their achievement. And our Native Hawaiians also saw gains of about 6.24% in terms of the students who met or exceeded their standards. All the other populations that we see located in that green space, I want to point out they all are exceeding to a higher rate in terms of percentage of student population. However, they exceeded to a rate less than 3%. Which means that still falls in that space where we've got some work to make sure that we're doing to make sure that it's consistent and sustainable over time.
So let's look real quick at the initial LPAC data comparison. We again have the 2 years, and on here, this slide shows a decline in the number of initially fluent students. This decline doesn't necessarily indicate a negative trend. Rather, it is reflecting a shift on how students are being identified. So especially when we are seeing more students being initially identified as English learners, that means students who are going to be participating of designated English language development curriculum and courses. And they are also going to be participating in taking the summative tests, like we mentioned earlier, during the months of February through May 31st. In this summative annual assessment, our English learners are making good progress. We are happy to report a growth of 1.39% increase. And last year, we reclassified 250 students.
Now I get to the fun part, the strategic plan portion of this. So I want to remind the board of our strategic, I can't even say it tonight, the strategic plan. I want to remind us of the strategic plan. I want to make sure that we're all understanding that regarding the information, we have actually made some good, we have made some positive movements in some spaces. And because of that, we are going to continue to focus heavily on academics. You're going to see that moving forward over the next couple of board meetings as we have that conversation. We do continue to focus heavily on engagement of families through communication, while growing parent and family and community capacity to be able to support students in the home. That is a deal for us that we are focusing on and working on this year, we've been working on. We continue to focus heavily on student safety. We just passed a bond that is going to be that's going to support us in that space. We continue to focus on equity. When you see us break down our student scores and we're actually looking at individualized student groups, that's a big deal for any district to do. We have to be powerfully looking at each one of our student groups to see how we can positively affect everybody in our district. We continue to focus on fiscal stewardship. That goes without stating. We do well in that particular space to make sure that we're doing good, that we're being responsible with the state and the local resources. In whole, we continue to focus on the whole child and in every way, shape. So I also want to remind you the local control and accountability plan. This is the plan that we adopted late last year. This commitment of the district is envisioned, that commitment of the strategic plan and it's envisioned in the local control and accountability plan, where we have combined fiscal responsibility and academics to create a multi-tiered systems of support that will engage, support, and enhance our staff and community's ability to realize the goals of equity-driven education, quality academics in terms of math and reading instruction, with a heavy emphasis on reading as reading is a civil right. We need to make sure that that's something that we are consistently putting in front of people. And more, and we're going to be doing this, you're going to hear more about this throughout the year. Safety, as we know, our bond has passed, and it looks as though it has passed, and it's going to enhance the safety within our schools, as well as access to quality facilities that combine fiscal resources, community engagement and support, and academic excellence as a driving force towards stronger systems of support for students and engagement. I put this slide up to realize how our strategic plan is working into our academic pieces in terms of the local control and accountability plan, which is focused around the ed services area where we are maintaining these particular priorities. There's one, the priority of professional learning communities. We know that the genius is in the building. Our teachers are solid. And if you ever sit and have the opportunity to sit in a PLC, you will see how great they are and the work that they do. We're going to see increased frequency of those PLCs. Standards-based instruction, we all know we're focusing on teacher clarity, grading, and standards-based grading and reporting, literacy instruction from K through 3, early literacy instruction in K through 3, and intervention in 6 through 8. Mathematics, with a focus on intervention in 6 through 8. We're going to continue to refine our positive behavior interventions and support systems at each site. We're going to continue to capture these parts. Okay. We're going to continue with restorative practices to keep moving that forward, and also social emotional learning, focusing on the whole child, because that's what we do. So with that said, I'd like to ask, are there any questions?
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Move on to individual action item. Approval of change order number 1, post construction group in the Vista Middle School, Locker H. Motion by Rosemary Mann, second by Greg.
Aye.
4-0. Any opposed? Motion passes 4. Change order number 1 with Medallion Contract Incorporated for El Dorado Elementary School HVAC replacement.
Motion.
Second by Rosemary Mann. All in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Vehicle. Motion passes 4-0. Individual action items, educational services, approval of ratification of agreement with Corwin Press Incorporated for restorative practice services for Endeavor Middle School. Motion by Greg Teepee, second by Keith Giles. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 4-0. Approval of ratification of agreement for services, Valiant Health for Mariposa Elementary School. Motion by Rosemary Mann. Second by Greg Teepee. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. For ratification of district master contract for non-public, non-Aryan school agency services with the Academy of Advancement of Children with Autism.
So moved.
Motion by Giles. Second by Greg Teepee.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. For ratification of agreement with FA Communication. Motion by Greg Tepees, second by Keith Kyle. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Individual action item, human resources, approval of provisional internship permit for 2024 to 2025 school year. Motion by Keith Giles, second by Rosemary Mann. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Addressing the board. Individuals who wish to address the board may complete a speaker card and present it and any supporting documents to the superintendent's assistant or other district official prior to the start of the meeting. Personal information such as a student, personal information such as a student, parent, guardian's name, address, phone number, date of birth, email address, or other directory information as defined in Education Code 49061 may be excluded from the minutes of the meeting by submitting a written request to the superintendent. The board president shall recognize individuals who wish to speak. Individuals wishing to present testimony to the board concerning specific items on the agenda may do so once that item has been moved, seconded, and is on the floor for discussion. Time limits of 3 minutes per person and 20 minutes per item shall be allowed. Board bylaws 9.3-2. Board members may ask questions for clarification purposes. However, no action may be taken and no decision may take place on an item not on the proposed agenda. Comments from PTA? Comments from CSEA? Comments from TAL?
Evening. I've missed you all the last few meetings. I apologize. Rosemary, I wanted to congratulate you on your win, and I hope that you're going to have a nice, happy tenure over at the high school district. I actually just left a meeting with their president, and I know they're very excited for you to be joining their board. So we've enjoyed having you here, and I'm sure you're going to be. There's that. I also wanted to say that I'm very happy with our progress with negotiations. We obviously have a tentative agreement and we are currently working to ratify that at this point. So I expect that it's going to pass very easily. It was a much better process this year. So happy to report that, and thank you to all of you who participated. And lastly, I think I just kind of wanted to bring to your attention that TAL is partnering with the Palmdale Elementary Teachers Association to do a toy drive, the Stuff a Bus campaign, and we'll be in the parade. So I'm going to be asking all the sites to hang up our little poster, and I've already spoken to all of our reps. So if anybody wants to participate in that, that'd be great. We know that a lot of this is going to go to our community members and our students. And so I spoke with Sam. Hey, Sam. I went out and got to a bunch of games today. So we're going to try to spread the wealth. I had a situation happen this morning at my school. I get there pretty early because I have zero period. And there was a young lady in my class who was out this morning and found out that her family is living in their car. And so I went out and got a few things for her personally, but I did notice that there was sort of a gap that I thought we could maybe work together to meet while we're giving away coats and we have things for the kids. We don't have any gloves for them or mittens, or if we do, like maybe we can talk about that. I went and cleared out Target today and be bringing this back to my site, but just great little girl. I can't believe that I didn't realize that that she was in that situation. Just wanted to share it and also to say thank you to everyone who has been supporting the community with food drives and backpack giveaways and the coat drive, because we do see it every day that those things are really helping our students and our families. So anyway, just to thank you, and hopefully you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving week, and I will see you back after the break.
Thank you. The audience?
I do want to make sure that we get that name over to Rose and welcome wellness. Let's support that situation.
Moving on to 17, consent agenda items. Consent items 17A through 17J. Motion by Rosemary Mann, second by Keith Giles.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 4-0. We have consent agenda items, business items 18A to 18I. Would like to make a motion to pull motion by Rosemary Mann, second by Keith Giles. Call for a vote, all in favor. Motion passed 4-0 to pull up. Continue with consent agenda items, business items 18A to 18. And can I get a motion for that? Motion by Rosemary Mann, second by Greg TP. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. On to consent agenda items, educational code services, items 19A through 19P.
We would just like to note that on item 19I, through the agreement for services or salon, name of the location receiving the services is law.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Marietta. We're back to related to education services and the motions by Rosemary Mann. By Greg TP. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. An agenda item to human resources services. Can I get a motion?
So
Motion by Giles, second.
aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. Anyone consent agenda items, student and family services. Motion by Rosemary Mann.
Second.
By Keith Giles. All in favor? Motion passes 4-0. Legislative policy discussion.
Just a second.
Comments from the board and the superintendent. We'll start out with Mr. Giles.
Okay, thank you. Running the meeting. I know something you look forward to every time you get to do it. So we do a little bit more. It gets easier. Thanks to Rosemary for your service on our board. Wish you the best of luck over at the high school district. I have some kids that are going to be there, so hopefully you'll do the best for all of them. West Wind. I want to thank West Wind for their presentation. You guys did a great job. Check out Instagram, see how that goes with them. Again, thank you to Dr. Boyd. This is the Queen for their CAASPP presentation. And sounds like a cool thing that Al's doing with the drive, and congratulations on getting the negotiations done before the holidays, Davis, and all involved, and the teachers. And I guess with that, got to go see we finished up our cross country finals and got some plaques at our house. So yay, we get to find a place for those. But, he's got a room, he can figure it out. So anyway, that's always fun. And I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Mr. T.
A great presentation with West Wing. It was neat to see all the different programs they're implementing over there. It's neat to see their attendance at 94%, which is fantastic. And it's gone down over 20% over the last 2 years. It's neat to see that they brought back the PTA, and we have a lot of students in the ELO program. And also they brought SIPs back to 4th and 5th grade. And also it's neat to see that programs they have for the kids, drones, 3D printing, and the coding to the future. I know the kids are going to love that. Also that they're bringing back the AVID program, emphasizing that. I think that's exciting. On the CASP, to see that we've got increases in math and language summative LPAC. We're reclassifying 250 students. And also with negotiations, glad that's going smoothly. And great to hear. So with the toy drive. Rosemary, thank you so much for being here. And certainly miss you. Glad that you won't be too far away and coordinate. And have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Well, cross country is over just in time because it's like 40 degrees out there. So we're moving into basketball, which is indoors. It's a salt grade. You want to acknowledge and thank once again, man. Wish you the best of luck. It's nice to have someone on the inside over at the school district. So help us to negotiations. I want to thank the team. Great negotiations. Happy that it got all buttoned down before. And just acknowledging all the great work we do. This is a time of thanks, and we're about to go on a break and look back on past 4 months of school and acknowledge all the hard work our teachers have done in the classrooms, classified staff from our paraeducators, child nutrition services, our custodians, our maintenance, Magoos, everybody really doing an outstanding job the first part of the year, and we're excited to get a nice break and go into the second half.
This is going to be hard. So, my stuff there. A couple of things. Dr. Marietti, Jerry, thank you so much. For all your support, all your knowledge, and if I had a question, you were always there. I'd like to thank all the educators and all of the administrators. You are phenomenal, phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you do for our kids in this valley. And yes, I will be at the high school district, and yes, you do have an inside girl. It's been a privilege to be sitting here. Sleeve with me and sit on this purple board. A couple of days ago, I lost a friend. So Gomez, IBEW. They supply coats for the school. It's like to you're going to be an awesome president.
Well, I'd like to thank West for some presentation that they gave over at it. Said that program is invaluable. So I hope that we continue to do really good things with that. I thank you, Mrs. Queen and Dr. Goins, for the past presentation. Look forward to continuing to see those improvements. Very good job. I like to say we had our Real Men Read event on November 6th, which I unfortunately wasn't able to attend, but all the positive feedback that I got from the information I've given out to different people about participating was nothing short of amazing. They had a really good job, and if you've never been had an opportunity to get involved in any of that, they have another one coming up February 12th, I believe, and it's going to be titled like Read. And so don't worry if you're not a guy, you can still participate. Went out and read to these kids. Lisa Edgerton does a really, really good job, along with Alicia. So many more. So it's a really, really good thing to be a part of. Thank you for Sam and Rose again for another successful community event, partner with CASA on our Hope Drive. As Dr. Marietti pointed out, we gave over 800 coats away and food and a lot of community information, things like that to our families. So, and these particular things that we do is so amazing. We have another event coming up. I believe it's December 14th, which will be our tour drive. So please come out, participate, volunteer, tell as many families as you can. As Gina pointed out, you know, the need is great and you never know what that need is. So pay attention to our kids out there, help them out, pass the names on. And it's good. Gina, again, nice to see you. Glad that negotiations are going direction and we're able to, you know, have a good outcome. And I look forward to the work that you do. And he really works hard at making sure everyone's getting what they. Rosemary. A pleasure. I too look forward to first. I do think we're losing a great asset, but we're also gaining a great. So I appreciate everything that you've done. I wanted to give a shout out to our Carla. See you everywhere. You do an amazing job. If you guys have ever seen all the pictures that she's taking, just how she's really getting our district out there into the community and being able to just really see what we're putting forth, do a great job. And I just want to acknowledge you and let you know that I truly appreciate it. Love seeing you out. Love the work that you're doing. Please continue. Did forget the name, but if we can just again acknowledge.
Memory of Dave Gomez.
Oh. So we will we do not have to recess back to closed session, so we will have an adjournment time of 7:08 p.m. Motion by Rosemary Mann.
Second.
Second by Keith Giles. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. Thank you guys for coming.